And now time for our finale. It's the one, the only, the original, known for her amazing body. And of course, the creator of the smize, the original top model, Tyra Banks. Finally, some talent. Oh my god, she got fat. Wait a minute. Tyra Banks called me fat on cycle 11 when I was on her show. What's going on? You're fat now! Oh. Tyra Banks is in fact fat, everyone.
How dare you walk the runway looking like that? You told me I couldn't wear sweatpants. And now you're wearing it on the runway?
Sweatpants is all that fits me right now. How embarrassing.
You can't be on the runway!
Well, that's right. Run, little piggy. She needs it. Get out the way, fatty. You hear that? Karma came a knocking at Tyra's door, and people are eating it up. This video is sponsored by me, or maybe you and your finger. All I really want for you guys is to just hit the subscribe button. And when you like, subscribe, and comment, it really helps me out with the algorithm, and it just changed and I just can't seem to figure it out. But commenting something, like this little piggy, it will help me trick the algorithm. So please, won't you help me trick the algorithm today? I wanna see a sea of little piggies in the comment section. Thank you so much and enjoy today's video. So Tyra was known as the model back in the 80s and then became the model coach around the early 2000s when she started America's Next Top Model.
I don't want to cast another black bitch.
Wow. Well, now she has an ice cream line and people are saying she ate way too much of it after she walked the Victoria's Secret runway while fat.
Can I have some of that candy?
Well, Tyra probably shouldn't have eaten all that candy. Now everybody on TikTok's making fun of you.
The fact that Tyra is now a plus-size model is proof that karma really does exist.
Did y'all also see Tyra Banks struggling to walk in those heels? Did you also see Tyra Banks has put on a little bit of weight? It's the same body style that she has broken down in people that were on this show.
Actually, Tyra Banks is bigger than the girls that she used to call plus size on her show.
I think for Robin, it must be hard being among girls who are so skinny.
Felt a little bit bad for Robin because she is the bigger up down here in the hips and thighs than the rest of us.
This was Robin, the fattest woman on cycle 1 of America's Next Top Model, whose main storyline was her weight. But Tyra's biggest issue was the way that her weight was distributed.
One problem that I do have with Robin, I think on the top she's not plus size and on the bottom she is.
The other judges just flat out said she could never be a top model.
As far as I'm concerned about being a supermodel.
No,
definitely not. This girl should not be the first one.
Well, that's my humble.
Why?
Because I think next America's Top Model is not a plus size model.
She seemed to slowly lose confidence during the competition and start thinking that she was just gargantuan.
Do you have to be covered all the time? Like, why can't you, if you want to be covered? This is saying, oh, I've got hips, so I'm covering them up.
Well, you did say you have an issue with her hips, Tyra. But now many people are saying, well, Tyra covered everything pretty much in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And well, since we are comparing, here she is next to what she and the industry called a plus size model in 2003. Now you're probably saying she's not even fat in this video. I know, she's really not. But many people are digging up past behavior from Tyra and her underlings from America's Next Top Model and saying they were very rude and most importantly, fat phobic and always body shamed everybody.
You want to be on top?
America's Next Top Model, a competition between women to fight to be, well, America's Next Top Model. They would go through challenges and take pictures and see who was the best at. And it would give a lot of high school girlies, me being one, an inside look and a lot of tips on how we can also become models.
If you were coming in for a casting and you looked the way you looked, I probably wouldn't even ask you to put on a dress.
And then we quickly learned that we're too short, ugly, and definitely too fat.
You look about 2 months pregnant there.
Hi, I'm Cellulite Sally.
I haven't watched America's Next Top Model in a long time, since I was probably 16, 15 years old, and when I was a huge Tyra Banks fan, and what Tyra said was the Bible. Tyra was mad, I'm mad. Tyra's upset, I'm upset. Tyra said, this looks weird, you look fat, I am fat. It was law.
Color of your skin is so beautiful.
but the texture of your skin needs a lot of work.
Miss Tyra really had my dumb 15-year-old butt cheeks thinking she had horrible acne and then running to the store to get my St. Ives face scrub.
Now, this product is really the worst of the worst.
This woman's skin is like butter. Jesus, this was such a weird time and so weird to watch as an adult. I think one of the biggest iconic moments that people still meme to this day was, "We were all rooting for you!"
Looking all sad, Come on.
That look right there. I remember being like 14, 15 years old being like, oh, she looks like my mom when she's upset with me. You know, when you care what your parents think back then. I was like, what's happening? Why is she making the disappointed face? And then she says,
Rebecca, I admire your emotion right now. It shows to me that this was something that's very important to you. Tiffany, I'm extremely disappointed in you.
I told you, the D word. The worst word you don't want to hear when you're below the age of 15.
This is a joke to you. You've been through anger management. You go over there and you joke and you laugh.
Wait, isn't that a good thing if she went through anger management and she didn't start exploding out?
Son of a... This is serious to these girls. And this should be serious to you.
Tyra, what did you want her to do? You made the decision to kick her ass out. What did you want her to start crying and then beating everybody up to reestablish that she didn't do too well in her anger management class? She's upset that she didn't beg to stay and she didn't cry. I thought that was a pretty good exit. And then she starts to articulate that she is hurt, but she can't change it because this is your show and you just kicked me off.
Looks can be deceiving. I'm hurt. I am. But I can't change it, Tyra. I've been... Yes, you can.
Were you guys gonna let her back on the show if she fell to her knees and begged? Tyra? Today I hold one picture, but two girls stand before me. Michelle, you have a great face, but your body is too muscular. Your arms are huge and your bulbous butt keeps knocking over cameras. It's costing us a lot of money. And Yoshima, your style and grace on photo shoots are immaculate, but you don't take direction well and seems like you never even listen to the judges. She's deaf. But who deserves to stay? Today, it's you, Yoshi. Ah, dang it. Well, it's been fun, everyone. How dare you? These girls all worked hard to be here. They want to be here. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. I've never yelled at a girl like this. I'm so sorry, Tyra. I was just trying hard not to cry. I'm so sorry, Tyra. That's right, my dear. Please. Let the tears flow. I gotta know. So then she does start getting upset and starts getting a little louder.
I don't have a bad attitude. Maybe I am angry inside. I've been through stuff. Be quiet.
And that's when Tyra says,
I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. Stop it!
I haven't seen that clip for what, 12, 13 years? And now to find out that she's yelling at her because she didn't cry.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
A little dramatic, Tyra. This show was action-packed. It was always dramatic. Tons of screaming.
Oh my God! Why are you screaming so loud?
It's just so pretty.
A lot of fighting.
Quit talking while I'm talking. Let me talk. What the hell are you to tell me don't talk when you talking?
Did you guys know that they added men, which had some amazing fights too?
You don't look like a model. You look like a personal trainer. Trainer.
Both of them lost. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I didn't watch this season. Do you guys remember that hat competition? When the judges would tell the African girl that she was too African and it was kind of cheesy, but then they tried to make her wear the most cheesiest stereotypical African hat for the competition.
Overbearing. It's just too much. It's sort of a layer on top of a layer.
Tyra's shooting her the look where she wants to say something, but she never does. So the chick explains that she's from Africa. This is just how she dresses, and it was humiliating and or offensive that they are talking about the way that she looks, but then throwing her this African style hat. And the whole time, Janice Dickinson just rolls her eyes the whole time.
In response to trying to prove myself as an African, that's
this bitch. Anyway, America's Next Top Model was absolutely loved in the early 2000s, but not in 2024. And people have deemed it problematic. They're finding pics when Tyra turned a white girl into a black girl.
You had a photo shoot where we made you a different ethnicity. Sister, you look like a black girl. You like my cousin.
was feeling.
So being transformed into a proud African woman for me is definitely an exciting experience.
They were knocking girls off the stage. They were making girls walk in heels that they clearly could not walk in. Like, none of these girls could do it.
Are you okay?
Do I look?
The judges literally would just sit there and watch them break their ankles.
Ow, ow, ow.
Then there was this.
Just swirl around. My head hurts.
Yeah, people got hurt a lot. But the biggest problem that people keep bringing up is the blatant body shaming and them constantly calling pretty thin women plus size. Apparently, this was considered plus size in 2003. Cry.
How do you feel about being the only plus size model here?
That was everybody on TikTok when this clip was going viral. Can we just reverse it back to Robin? I want to look at Robin's body. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm analyzing.
I'm sure of myself, and you know, that's who I am, so that's fine.
Looks like you were more of a beauty queen than a model.
You know what? I love when I tell people that, like, Britney Spears, like, when she was thicker back in the day, like, I'll pull up old celebrities when they were the fat celebrities, and I'll get people in my comments saying, that's not even fat. Like, what are you talking about? No one thought that was fat back then. Millennial women, stand up, please. Can y'all please vouch for me in the comment section and tell people this is why we thought that this would have been fat back in the day. Lizzie McGuire, I remember thinking she was fat because that's what they told us to think. I cannot stand when people get in the comment section acting like they know something and y'all don't know nothing. Lizzie McGuire was the fat girl, Raven-Symoné was the fat black girl, Pink was too buff, and Britney Spears was shredded. It was very different back then. Plus size model is this now. We were always being told that we were all just fat unless we looked like Paris Hilton.
He needs to lose 5 to 10 pounds of head.
They're all fat.
See? All the time. If Lizzie McGuire was getting called fat on Disney Channel, I can't even imagine how it was like in the modeling industry. I think many people on TikTok forget that you guys aren't the first settlers to be in America, right? Like there was something going on in the early 2000s and it was America's Next Top Model. And Tyra telling women, don't eat burgers.
All about choices, Kenya. You can get a burger and take the bread off. I make it work when I have to. Thank you.
I always hated Janice, but
You're all fat.
well, after America's Next Top Model, people would see Tyra not taking the breads off her burgers and not making it work. She started getting fat. And once she started getting fat, she turned into a body positive queen on her talk show. And the tabloids loved catching Tyra on the beach, not being the model that everyone knew. America's Next Top Model. You know she was bad about this. Tyra decided to fight against the body shamers and come out in that very exact bathing suit and say,
I have one thing to say to you. Kiss my fat ass.
you know, the people that used to be on America's Next Top Model that felt a certain way after she would critique them probably were loving this. I know I would. Because how dare you critique my body on a show that's about critiquing your body and how you pose? So I would never go on there. You could never have me get on there, Tyra.
But for some reason, people had a serious problem when I look like that.
Tyra, you didn't look like that in the picture. She looks like how I look on the beach, annoyed and irritated because there's sand in between my toes. They took those pictures months before she decided to talk about it, and I think she lost a little bit of weight before she got on stage to say,
kiss my fat ass.
Look at this speech. Everybody ate this up.
I'm strong enough and I have a good support system. I mean, I love my mama. She has helped me to be a strong woman so I can overcome these kind of attacks. But if I had lower self-esteem, I would probably be starving myself right now. But that's exactly what is happening to other women all over this country. So I have something to say. To all of you that have something nasty to say about me or other women that are built like me, women that sometimes or all the time look like this, women whose names you know, women whose names you don't, women who've been picked on, women whose husbands put them down, women at work or girls in school.
See, Tyra became an all-inclusive queen after tabloids really made fun of her waddling around on the beach. After this, many people loved it. They loved that Tyra was being super body positive and being more open with people and like different types of bodies. But many people said, where was that speech when Janice Dickinson was critiquing your girls very hard?
Pretty much I try to, eat right. And when we come here, my metabolism, everything is thrown off. Stop! If you're sporting a gut, then you turn to the side and disguise it.
You know, Tyra, why didn't you just turn to the side and disguise are good. No, I understand that she was like loose, she was just trying to walk, and people literally took a picture of her like she was Bigfoot. I mean, nobody looks attractive like this. But they went kind of hard on Kenya, and there wasn't very much body positivity going on when they had to do a lot of work on her body to make her look appropriate for the industry standard.
Yeah, but I hate to say it, they had to do a lot of body work on you and retouching. In the real world, you're a thin girl, but the fashion industry is so extreme, and I would love to change the rules, but until that happens, I think it's all about choices, Kenya.
I mean, could Kenya say, "Kiss my fat ass, Tyra"? And were all of you gonna stand up and praise her like they did on your show? I personally understand what both sides are saying. Many of the younger crowd, or the people that were a lot more sensitive back in the day watching Tyra say certain things to women on the show, see the irony in her making that speech or her walking down the runway a lot bigger in 2024. But at the same time, there was industry standards. It was a job, that certain jobs have certain requirements. They weren't auditioning to be Tyra's underling. They were auditioning to be a big name in the industry, and the industry was run by people who wanted you to be stick thin. Actually, Tyra talks about this quite a bit, that in the industry they told her that her butt was too big.
One season in Milan, my modeling agency called my mother into the office in Milan, and they said, "Donna Bella Carolina, we have a problem, Tyra. She's getting too big."
And her mother was not having it.
They said, "No, big, like the booty big. Too fat."
The modeling agency gave Tyra's mom a list of 8 different agencies that refused to work with Tyra because she was getting way too fat. Tyra began to cry and panic and say that she can start skipping meals, eating a lot less.
And I just start bawling and crying. And I'm like, "Mama, I don't know what to do. Like, okay, I'm gonna start skipping meals."
And Tyra's mom said,
and my mom was like, "No. Do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go eat pizza."
You didn't say that to the girls who ate the cheeseburger, but at the same time, people do change. The industry was horrible, and many people will repeat what they hear. And also, if you think that their commentary was horrible, think about what it was in the actual industry. People need to think before they get into these industries and ask themselves, am I strong enough to have my body constantly critiqued? And keep in mind, Tyra had issues mentally, and most models do. And after getting out of the industry and then gaining that amount of weight that she never did before, she was never this big, probably put her in the shoes of others and have different perspective, maybe even softened her a little bit. And she had time to kind of reflect and notice, damn, the industry's kind of horrible. You know, it's called growth. And she even recognizes that people will always bring this up, and it's up to her to continuously say sorry, especially to the younger generations that see it.
Excuse for people that have malintent. And so we apologize for that. Now, everybody didn't see the damn Tyra show. So 10 years later, you know, during COVID, people are quarantined and they're watching Top Model and they're seeing all these mistakes and things that we made. And so I think it is my job to not be mad at a younger generation that didn't see it. It is my job to apologize again because they didn't see it.
So it's kind of interesting that people are saying, look at Tyra now, she's so fat compared to what she used to be. It's kind of similar to if I used to train people for fitness competitions. For fitness competitions, you have to have a certain standard, or there's a certain standard that you have to be in order to get that $3 plastic trophy. So the girls that I trained, I would have to pinch them, touch them, turn them around. Let me see your butt cheeks. There's cellulite under here. We have to get rid of that. I wish one of those girls who wanted to step on stage and get their body picked apart by weird old men would come back to me and say, look at you, Michelle, you're nowhere near your competition shape. Yeah, no shit. Duh. I'm not on stage, you idiot. Tyra Banks is a retired ass model, but she's still an icon in the modeling industry. So of course, she's gonna be a little thicker. And honestly, looking at her, let's watch the whole thing. She gets raised up from the bottom of the Victoria's Secret stage. Everyone goes crazy. Yes, she has big hips, big hair, and a big personality. She's walking amazing. She looks amazing. She's doing the smize. She looks like a retired model. And I think she knows, since she was in the industry, that she's a retired model and looks like one. Imagine thinking that your gotcha moment was saying, look at Tyra. She got bigger after being retired for years. I just don't personally get it as a gotcha moment. Like I said, if people said, haha, you don't look like you compete anymore, I'd be like, yeah, I don't. I don't do that anymore. You are 100% right. The woman is married, has a kid, and an ice cream line. She's still an icon and gets to eat her ice cream and be an icon while doing it. But I do agree, I don't remember the show being like that. I was so upset at that black chick for not crying just because Tyra was upset. That's what I find weird, Tyra. I also find Janice weird. Let me look her up real quick. What is she doing? Janice Dickinson. Okay, I watched a few videos. All she does is like critique chicks that are trying to get into the modeling industry. But she doesn't edit her videos. And there's this one, if she just edited a little bit, she wouldn't have kept the fart that let loose through her butt cheeks before she started talking.
I'm gonna give this girl, let me see her walk further.
You know what? Tell me why I don't hate Janice anymore. Probably because I'm not an insecure 15-year-old. But if I did want to get into the modeling agency, after watching a few of her videos, I probably would appreciate her harsh critique. Anyway, I had no idea that Tyra and Janice did not like each other. And Janice says that Tyra is the ultimate mean girl.
I know you and Tyra used to not get along or something, but now you do.
Well, no, she's not a friendly lady.
So what was it like working with her then?
Well, I just tortured her. She was going to be mean to the girls, and I would tell her things like, I did Vogue, you did Elle.
Yeah, I can see Janice saying that, this weird model fights. I think they both were probably kind of mean girls. Anyway, that is the end of today's video. That's what everyone's talking about with Tyra, her weight gain, how horrible she looked on the runway. I personally thought that she did a great job. People were excited. She used to be a model and then she walked on the runway again. Not that exciting, but on the internet, anything can be made a big deal because people love to complain. And the next time someone starts complaining on the internet, I will make sure to look into it, revisit old videos, and then put them all together for your cute face. Remember, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you got to the end, let's put some emoji heels, the ones that were breaking those girls' ankles. And you can also find me on TikTok, but I'm a lot more active on Instagram. Okay, come here, one more kiss, just one more sloppy wet kiss, and I will see y'all next time.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
They're all fat. I'm cellulite Sally. Look at my huge badonkey.
Don't forget to subscribe, or you get the butt.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums.